Today on Nathan and Landon Do Business, it's the return of the milk. Man. All right, great.
It's like milk, man.
It's like milk, man. Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Nathan and Landon Do Business. As always, I'm Landon, and with me is corn farmer Nathan.
I love me some corn.
Nathan, tell me about corn.
It makes this great syrup, you see, with all the fructose you could want.
Yeah. They took a vegetable and turned it into some kind of ultra powerful super sugar.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that works. It's alchemy. That's not alchemy. I don't know what is.
Yeah, I'm proud to have contributed to the fattening of our nation's youth. So,
Oh, yeah. Somebody was going to do it. I'm glad it was us.
yeah.
Yeah. Nathan, it's been a while since we last spoke about our milkman journey. So let's catch up. How you doing? How's your life changed since we reinvigorated the milkman business?
Well, I'm getting a lot of good vibes up the milkman. I feel like I've been seeing more like cars, like dark SUVs passing by my house with people glaring menacingly at me. So I think the dairy industry's onto us. So we need to
Yeah.
we need to marshal our milkman forces and fast.
Marshall Milkmen. That's a good use of alliteration right there.
Yeah.
Marshall our milkmen might.
Yeah.
Yeah, we absolutely have to. Yeah, I had a similar experience where I had some suspicious CIA spook-like men driving by my home. I think they're onto us. So yeah, let's get this advertising campaign out there, out the door, and getting people excited to become a milkman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got to move on this.
we do. So, do you want to see my proof of concept advertisement?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay. As I've been wont to do these past few weeks, I relied heavily on the use of artificial intelligence because I can't be creative on my own anymore. Well, that's not true. I don't know how to make photographs, so
Yeah.
I use AI to make photographs for me.
That's fine.
But in the closing minutes of our last discussion, you talked about how this could be a potentially a politically charged idea that we could potentially get some congressers on our side. I'm taking a bold leap, and I'm thinking this could be a presidential campaign issue.
Ooh.
So I'm not going to spoil this anymore, but I'm just going to leave it at that. I think this has big potential. So
All right.
let me go ahead and show you what I got here. And I'm sharing the sound. All right. Are you ready to experience this?
That's a beautiful picture. It fills my American heart with joy.
It does. Yeah. This is the future we're going to be living in. And just wait till you hear the bold voice behind my new initiative.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message. Remember the good old days when milkmen delivered fresh bottles of dairy milk to your doorstep every morning? Well, forget about it. Those days are over. The milkmen are back, but this time, they're not here to deliver milk. They're here to seek out and destroy all kinds of milk. Why am I making this a campaign issue? Because all kinds of milk are gross and bad. And if that's not enough reason to become a milkman, there's this. As a milkman, you can sleep with other men's wives when they're not at home. Except for mine. Oh God, maybe I didn't think this through, so don't delay. Become a milkman today. The benefits are great. Make America milkless again. That's my new slogan, pretty slick.
Yeah, I couldn't get the cadence of his voice down 100% correct. When I
I
tried
like
to
make America milkless again. That's good.
yeah, pretty slick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite part is when he realizes that milkman might be sleeping with his wife when he's not at home.
Oh
Oh
no,
God,
it's backfired.
I didn't think this through.
Yeah.
So yeah, make America milkless again. I feel like we can capitalize on the growing polarization of America and you know, wage a culture war around milkmen.
As usual, you and I are in this very same wavelength about this.
Oh no. Did you do a Trump one too?
No, Yeah, they'll dovetail really nicely together. We'll say that.
Perfect. You want to hear the dramatic reading of what my original script sounded like?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. So I on the fly, I changed it today. So I'm going to paint you a word picture because I realized that even with AI supporting me, I couldn't bring this creative masterpiece to life. So we open on a black and white footage of a milkman delivering milk bottles to a suburban house in the 50s. And the narrator says, "Remember the good old days when milkmen delivered fresh bottles of dairy milk dairy milk to your doorstep every morning?" This is in the Trump one. He says these words. And then we cut to a modern day kitchen where there's a woman pouring almond milk into her coffee. And the narrator says, "Well, forget about it. Those days are over." And then we cut to an action sequence where black clad milkmen break into a warehouse full of milk cartons and start destroying them with baseball bats and crowbars. And it says, "The milkmen are back, but this time they're not here to deliver milk. They're here to seek out and destroy all kinds of milk." And then it cuts up to these close up, these milkmen with masks on. It's dramatic lighting. And the milkman says, "Why do we do it? Because all kinds of milk are gross and bad." I feel like Trump nailed that line.
Yeah.
When he said, "Why am I making this campaign issue? Because all kinds of milk are gross and bad." Then we cut to a shot of a husband leaving his house, saying goodbye to his wife. And the narrator says, "And if that's not enough of a reason to become a milkman, there's this." Cut to a montage of milkmen sleeping with various wives while their husbands are away. I had a hard time making images with that one too. The AI did not want to obey those prompts. And the narrator says, "That's right. These milkmen are great at sleeping with your wife when you're not at home." And we cut to a shot of a husband coming home unexpectedly and catching a milkman in the act. "Hey, what are you doing with my wife?" And then it's a comical scene where he jumps out the window and lands in a garbage truck that's driving by. And the milkman says, "Gotta go." Then it's like the little timpani sound effect.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to a shot of a man filling out a job application. So don't delay. Become a milkman today. And then we had cut to a shot of a milkman drive with a truck full of destroyed milk cartons. And it says, the tagline is, "Got milk? Not anymore."
Nice.
So that was the original creative vision.
Yeah.
So I want to see what you got for me, though.
All right.
I laugh every time.
I'm glad because I'm 100% going to lean into that gag every single time from
Yes. I
now.
laugh every time.
All right. So where's my controls? Here we go. So after our last episode a few weeks ago, I decided to start with like a list of job requirements, basically like what we're looking for in milkmen.
Mhm.
So they have to fondly reminisce about a bygone age that they themselves never experienced.
Mhm.
They like to wear white. Racist question mark? Like, I'm not sure where that plays in, but it's probably helpful.
It's the white clothing.
Yeah. They're afraid of anything emanating from the female of the species, like whatever species you might have on board. So
Female cow, the worst.
they have to be willing / excited to use unnecessary force to accomplish our objectives. And they have to be easily conned.
Mhm.
So I started thinking, who's going to fit those very specific requirements? And obviously the answer is the MAGA crowd.
Yes. You're right.
So I started connecting some dots here. So we've got the next logical steps, right? So we've got MAGA types like to sit on the couch and do nothing.
Mhm.
They like to watch Fox News.
Mhm.
And who is Fox News's favorite receptacle of human excrement? Why, Tucker Carlson, of course.
Yes.
But then the unthinkable happened. Tucker got fired from Fox News. And I was shocked. And I was worried this would derail our plan to recruit an army of semi-literate milkmen. So I called up old Tucker, got him on the phone.
No way. He's got a great rack.
I just want to see if he could rally his loyal army of self-hating misanthropes to our cause,
Yes.
And he was very excited about it because, as it turns out, he's a big fan of the podcast.
All right. Oh no.
Yeah, I was not thrilled about that. But he was immediately on board with the plan. And he said he's actually looking to launch his own podcast, and he thought this would make a great first segment for him. So he sent me this clip that I'd like to play for you now.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm Tucker Carlson, former TV personality and all-around garbage person. Tonight, we're going to talk about a topic that the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about, the dangers of milk. Why aren't we hearing more about these dangers of milk? Well, the dairy industry has a lot of money and influence. They don't want people to know the truth, but it's time to start asking questions and demanding answers. Do your own research. Milk is tearing apart families, destroying communities, and ruining lives. But we can fight back. We can make a difference. We can do it by taking matters into our own hands. I'm calling on all patriotic Americans to join me in the fight against milk. And I don't mean just saying no or going to a rally. I mean taking real action. I mean destroying milk. That's right. We need to start physically destroying milk wherever we find it. We are creating a paramilitary force of milkmen that enter people's homes and eradicate any trace of this horrible beverage forever. And we want you to join us. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tucker, that sounds dangerous. Tucker, that sounds illegal. Tucker, that sounds crazy. But let me tell you, there's nothing crazy about protecting our children and our communities from the scourge of milk. And who knows, maybe one day we'll see the return of the milkman as a proud and respected profession. So, to all the strong, burly, sexy men out there, I'm calling on you to answer the call of duty. Become a milkman. That's a future I'd like to see, and I hope you'll join me in making our street safe again. Obey me. The main show Tucker Carlson commands it. Thank you, and God bless.
I like legitimately believed halfway through that Tucker Carlson said and believed those things.
Yeah,
because he did.
We could use this clip. Like our inbox will be flooded with applications after that, because it's definitely written in his voice as a definitely not computer generated like Tucker Carlson text there. So
No, that was real. He said and believed that. I can't believe you pulled that off. That was remarkable.
yeah,
Wow. The Tucker Carlson.
he's got a lot of free time on his hands now. So
Yeah. I mean, this is the next logical step for him. Did you see his whole like testicle tanning racket he was running there for a while?
yeah.
Yeah. So, after you get your testicles nice and toasty brown, then put on that crispy white outfit and become a milkman. It's a perfect segue.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And he's probably hopped up on so many goofballs. We could send him this pitch and he'll believe he actually said those things because he did.
He did.
Yeah.
It's the first episode of his new cool podcast.
I love the podcast name. So two things I liked about that I laughed at right away. One, the name of the podcast, and two, the way your mouth looked when you were upset. Tucker Carlson being aware of our enterprise here. You were not happy with that.
No, I was not.
Oh, that was brilliant. So we got it. We got a spokesman. We got President Trump on our side.
Yeah.
I think before you know it, we could have a nice little paramilitary organization happening right here.
I'm very excited to have people willing and excited to use force to work on our behalf.
Not looking to, so two things. One, I feel like this is providing wielding force. That's an interesting point you bring up, because one, I feel like we're going to fill the void the Proud Boys are leaving behind with their leader being in jail.
Yeah.
There's a huge demand for French paramilitary forces out there. So let's look into the future. We have our paramilitary force assembled. We have Tucker Carlson as our leading man. What should we storm?
Where's like the central location for the dairy industry? Like, do they have a headquarters that we could storm, a capital, if you will?
Yeah, maybe. Like, I'm just thinking of that one like giant. I mean, this place should be turned down. Like when you're heading north in Northern California up to past Bakersfield to Fresno, and there's those massive factory farms up there. There's that one that just you can smell for miles. Yeah. That's the leading candidate for me. But I'm just like, I'm wondering, like, is there any kind of swath of land we just want to overtake in general? Like, do we want to look past milk and storm them all of America? The true seat of power in our country, the Mall of
Yeah.
America.
That could be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about that. I would like to.
There's people getting married there already. I mean, why not start an insurrection there? Like,
Exactly. It turns out we were there. They were storming the wrong place all along. Don't storm the Capitol. Storm all the rainforest cafe locations in North America.
yeah,
That seems like a worthy goal. How many of those are left? What, like 18?
yeah, we could knock that out in a weekend.
Yeah. 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 I'd like to storm the Mall of America. I'd like to storm all the rainforest cafe locations. I'll start thinking through my wish list of places I want to storm as soon as I have this army at my disposal.
Yeah, easily confused, easily conned, like semi-patriotic, semi-insurrectionist types. So,
Exactly. We're going to storm every rainforest cafe location. Any other places you want to storm, Nathan? Think big.
I've always wanted to storm a cheesecake factory, but I feel like they're too well organized to defend themselves against our army. So
Yeah, I
that
think
might
you're
be
right.
biting off too like more than we could chew. So
What's a step down from the Cheesecake Factory? That'd be like an Olive Garden,
Applebee's.
right? Yeah, Applebee's. Yeah, let's storm the Applebee's.
I don't know if we can get our guys on board because as white people, they love Applebee's.
That's true. That's true. That this can be the subject of our brainstorm next week. So I'm thinking we just pitch Tucker next week. We can send Tucker Carlson an email. He's got nothing else going on.
It's true.
And in our pitch letter, I feel like we can list our strategic plan of institutions we'll be storming and overthrowing in short order, just so he catches the vision.
Yeah, we could use like the Cracker Barrel network as our headquarters. So.
Yes. That's what we're going to storm, the Cracker Barrel. All these rhinos running the Cracker Barrel. They're not MAGA purists anymore. We got to get them out. The Cracker Barrel. Interesting story. No, this isn't interesting at all. This is the most boring thing I've ever heard of. Every time the government shuts down, the Cracker Barrel always submits testimony for why the government shouldn't shut down, because their revenue is directly tied to families going on road trips to national parks. That's like a significant source of their revenue. And so if national parks shut down, the Cracker Barrel suffers and shuts down. So
yeah, aren't they thinking of the poor Cracker Barrel? Like, when they're having their political arguments, like they need to consider who this is really hurting. Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel employees, people looking to get those weird peg puzzle games, the triangle peg puzzle games.
All the crackers.
All the crackers and their subsequent barrels.
Yeah.
Well, Nathan, I'm really proud of us, of what we've been able to accomplish today. This has been truly masterful work yet again by both of us.
Yeah.
Well done. Move me to tears.
To you as well.
Thank you. So yeah, next week let's send a pitch letter. Let's get a letter together. You want to email Tucker Carlson?
Let's do it.
Yes. I'll do some research on old man Tuck there. We'll get the ball rolling, and I'll add to the list of places that we can overthrow in addition to the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, that's just our first stepping stone. So
that's low-hanging fruit right there. Yeah. Well, yeah. God bless you, Nathan.
And God bless the United States of America and its anti-milk sentiment.
Yes. Stay handsome, America. And what? Okay. See you next time.